Rivka, Badmani, and myself are from Kibbutzim College of Education, which is the largest teachers' college in Israel. And we are going to share with you an attempt to understand the role of technology in learning, because it seems that we've been talking the same language for 30 years, and the change that we are so aware of is definitely affecting things we see, things we do, and things that can bring hope into that field that is so gloomily presented. So let's start with the bottom line. Can you read? 100% of our students use at least 5 digital tools for learning purposes every day. All have smartphones and cellular internet, and it's all without our intervention. So we have some questions. Do you know what Waze is? It's a GPS navigation software that is based on social networks. So what happens is when you log on, you are logged into the system, and so the Waze can calculate the amount of time it takes you to process a unit of road, and then you can tell by that how long it will take you to do that at certain hours. So in Israel, nobody drives without Waze. Everybody just logs on and drives with Waze. So we are using Waze as I'd say as an icon of technology and the state of technology today, and everybody in Israel is using it. How many of you are using GPS at all?
We use Google Maps.
Maps? What's Google Maps? Okay. So you use that on your cell phones? Okay, fine. How many of you use it frequently? I use it every day. Yeah. How many of you needed to be trained how to use it?
No.
Okay, so this is our basic approach. State of technology today is more of an appliance than a tool. The application world brought us into a user-friendly environment that can be processed and used without really learning about. So what's the role of educational technology? Everybody is using technology without our intervention. They don't need to be trained to do that. What is our role? We still have a conference about educational technology, many conferences about educational technology. Who knows how many programs in academics about educational technology? What for? Shouldn't we reevaluate our basic approach to technology in education? Remember TPEC? Do you know what TPEC is? Okay. TPEC by Mishra and Kohler 2009 is the most, I'd say, accepted model of the integration of knowledge pieces into the field it's called technology and education. It's built from technology, pedagogy, and content knowledge. This is what TPAC is all about. We claim that the technology part should be set outside of the parentheses. So we are not talking about learning how to do technology anymore. We don't need to. So our goal is to integrate digital culture. Now I'm introducing a new word, which is called culture, into the learning environments and the lifestyles of teachers and students. So we are now presenting the idea that learning is a lifestyle. And everybody should be aware that he's a learner all the time. And this is what we should be teaching. We should make this mind shift, and we will talk about that. Let's talk about lifelong learning altogether. Personal autonomy, willingness to capacity to conduct one's own education. I can give you an example. I'm learning now how to program. I found that beautiful language called MIT App Inventor. And now at my age, I'm rediscovering myself by learning how to program applications on the phone, right? Amazing stuff. So I'm learning myself. I'm not expecting anyone to teach me that. The willingness to learn outside of supporting settings. So I'm not expecting my college to teach me that. I'm not expecting anyone to teach me that. I'm taking that under my own responsibility. And I control learning. I decide, and this is in contrast maybe with what you are saying, the traditional system is expecting the system to control learning. I'm controlling my own learning. Now, maybe I'm disciplined to do that, and that's a key factor. You know that people say that there's no better predictor of academic success but will of power. So if you get people to be self-disciplined, you can do anything. This is Candy, 1991. So we decided to analyze our system. Let's understand our organizational culture. Let's do a task analysis of what is a learner today and how a learner would use technology. So we looked for an expert learner that uses technology expertly, and we found me. So I wrote a day in my life, analyzing every activity I do. From that, I adapted my role as a digital pedagogue and analyzed the characteristics of the job. And from that, we built, I'm not going to go through the whole process, it's all in the article, but to save time, I'm going to show you that we, from that, drew the learning activities that encourage use of authentic digital applications. Now, I'm using the word authentic the first time, but I'll be using it, and Rivka, we will be using it quite extensively because we believe very much in the authenticity and the need for authenticity in education. So we do presentations, we manage bibliographies, we write reflective diaries if you are in education, in teacher training. We self-train. We use visual visually present data. We do resource management for our own and groups. We build portfolios and blogs, documenting our own learning process. We develop, create, and produce. We use inter-team communication. We manage tasks and groups. It's only a very short sample of what we were talking about to build the learning toolbox. The learning toolbox is an attempt to shift responsibility for learning technology onto the student. We say here, look, here you have a set of tutorials to use these tools to do the things that we've shown you before. Now pick your tools and learn it from that. On your own, nobody will teach you. We'll give you an extensive support, but please take on your responsibility for mastering all these tools. I'm not going through all these, but because it's in Hebrew, I guess you can't, but I'm sure you can recognize the icons, right? And if not, ask me. So we did some research. Phase 1, the first year, we did a pilot on the learning toolbox with 2 pedagogy courses. The second year, we used it through all field advisors in our faculty, which is the art faculty of the, Rivka is the dean of the art faculty in our teachers college.
Arts and media.
Art and media technology, art and media. And my role is the, I'd say, digital innovation coordinator. Oh, sorry. And so we did it on 19 courses. Phase 3, we are building the faculty's knowledge system. And this is why. Once we have realized that all our students are using technology and they are using it to do things that they learn from without really having to do that, then we decided we will look for things that they would need. We used the same metaphor of the ways. We say, if they can identify a tool that can make a difference in their lives, and they can realize that they can use it every day to do things that are better than they could do without it, they'll pick it up. So we decided to build a system that will produce these graduation project book. We're talking design and art, so they do have a graduation project, and they do have a book to describe this project, including research and design purposes, etc. It will build a graduate catalog. It will build a digital live magazine that it would be very, very beneficial for them to join and to be published in it. It will build a digital public gallery with the same thought. And it will build a digital portfolio they can pick out things from and use for whatever purposes they need in the outside world. So all that would be by using very, very similar tools or the tools that they'll be using every day. For example, if you know Evernote, anybody? Evernote? So Evernote is a very powerful tool for knowledge management on every system you have, and synchronizes all systems. It's a very basic tool in our approach. It was there in the learning toolbox. You can just pull out from there into a Joomla, which is a platform for knowledge management, and set it up to produce all these products without really any other intervention. So it's a very flow, very appliance-like process that produces these products. You don't really have to work very hard to produce it. So what's the next phase? We decided to now try to engage teachers in what they really need to do, which is be pedagogues. So we decided to introduce them to PBL and try to encourage them to use PBL approaches in learning, because we believe PBL is a very, I'd say, meaningful learning approach, and it supports every philosophy of education that we believe in. And we develop new learning tools that answer the authentic needs of learners, one of which I've been talking about the learning, the faculty knowledge system. Now, I would like to invite Rivka to present our change of mindset.
Okay, so we want to sum up, and the process of integrating a digital lifestyle is a complex one that calls for a change of mindset. And the first change is that the learner and the lecturer are expected to adapt a lifestyle that entails their taking responsibility. And this is the responsibility that you talked before. Taking responsibility for constant lifelong learning. Another substantive change proposed by the model is the context of integrating learning technologies involves making the use of tools a natural part of one's lifestyle and transferring the responsibility for acquiring the skills necessary to utilize them to the learner through resources placed at their disposal for this purpose. As Hanan talked before about the digital learning toolbox, and what I want to emphasize that we need an instant support, and the support is or by face-to-face or by distance support. We recommend also to use PBL, problem-based learning, as a pedagogical model with purpose making learning into an authentic experience. At this stage, after 1 year of controlled experimentation in 2 courses, as mentioned before, and after another year of integrating the change in all teaching practicum courses, we are now conducting the 3rd phase, deepening and assimilating in lifestyle pedagogical models that foster the use of digital applications. Surveys show that we are on the right track. Thank you.